we gotta talk about some serious stuff. There is a virus in the anime world. The damages caused by this virus far surpass that of COVID-19. I'm 200% sure if this was a real-life virus, the whole universe would have died by now. But instead of spreading throughout the entirety of space, this virus is spreading throughout the entirety of my feed. You read the title, we're talking about Isekai. Why are people so cling to this idea? They slap the first template they see and change some details like some school project. If the template is good, then the anime is good, right? There is no such thing as a good Isekai. So yeah, in this video, we are going through the bad, the worst, and the best of the Isekai in anime. Brace yourselves. This is as straightforward as a title as you can possibly get. Still, they waste 5 minutes of your life downright explaining the whole premise. So here's the setup. A guy dies, God goes, oops, my bad, gives him a cell phone. The cell phone has unlimited data and connection to our internet. That's actually a debuff. My guy is gonna be doom scrolling until he passes out on a pile of medieval hay. But it could also be a weapon of mass destruction if he plays brain rot on the speakers. But what actually he accomplishes with the cell phone? Turns out Google Maps works. He can also take pictures, but can post them. He also can't call people from Earth. You're probably thinking, hey, that's a good premise. And I agree, it's actually a good premise. Medieval world, cell phone, what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's not going to happen. Instead of using his phone to hack the medieval economy and becoming the next Steve Jobs, he just becomes Jackie Chan, but without a cool choreography. God gave him every stat buff imaginable. Day one, he's already rich by selling his modern clothes, and his next encounter is, of course, 2 cute girls that need to be saved. Let's talk about those girls for a moment. You got the classic tsundere, and you got the spicy krudere, then you got the tsudere, then you got the tsudere,
and 7 other tsundere.
That's how I like my woman. Factory default. And what is the stakes? Those don't exist. Every conflict is basically Gon shows up and he immediately is defeated. He doesn't even throw a style move for the girls. He just karate chops. If you want tension, that's the wrong anime. This is like a walk in the park, but you can't even touch the grass. This is one of the things that make me actually angry about this anime. He can't read the fantasy world language. Well, this looks like a challenge that could be solved using a cell phone. No, he just teams up with the NPCs and they do all the reading for him. The first problem he encounters, he doesn't even use the cell phone. They go on a quest, they kill wolves, and they are back to the tea party. Nothing happens in the quest. I'm starting to wonder, is this anime for girls? It's so soft and conflict-free. He decides to learn magic, and guess what? He can use every single magic element and he's OP at it. I'm getting old for this. By the time they are making ice cream, I'm really realizing that this anime is for girls. There's no other explanation. And not just regular girls, like ultra chill girls that don't even want to watch the anime. They just like consuming the media through osmosis. This is for the ones that suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. Our protagonist Subaru has the power of going back in time by dying, and that's it. He ain't got no other powers. I mean, he has his cell phone just like the other guy, but realistically, the usability of a cell phone in a fantasy world is near zero. That's how you know your idea is good, when you have to change everything around the subject to make it work. Sorry, we are supposed to talk about ReZero. So he's a weakling. So what? They probably going to make him super OP by giving him S-tier magic or something, right? Oh shit. Oh fuck. I fuck with that. I'll dance with that. I like me some unending suffering. For once, the protagonist is actually a nobody. So for the first episodes, you just watch as the world unfolds without his influence. So it turns out a magical artifact decide who is running for president. Forget democracy. This creates a bootleg Game of Thrones. People hiring assassins, destroying villages. Subaru joins the Roswell family because this little elf girl died for him in another timeline. So their dynamic is kinda interesting. The only timeline he was able to save her is the one they had almost no interaction.
So for her, he's just a lucky creep who keeps trying to help her for no discernible reason. Meanwhile, Subaru has to use an abacus to count how many times he died because of her.
This is a hikikomori teenager with no purpose in life that cling to the first girl who was kind to him. But this is totally addressed later on. And for me, this is what makes it stand out from the other mindless isekai. At least for me. I know you probably like some Teletubbies or something. Is Teletubbies isekai? Also, those tea parties, man. I love that scene. Wait, am I a hypocrite? The animation quality is top-notch on this one. It's like the animators made a deal with the devil to make it so crisp. In the beginning, when the slime doesn't have sight, it's a sort of mixed media and It's really good. It doesn't even look like anime, and it just downright knows how to present stuff in an interesting way. The main character has a balanced number of liabilities and skills. He's basically Blue Kirby with an AI assistant that can absorb and understand components and then mix them up and craft new stuff inside his body. The first character he meets is a dragon who is too lonely because he has been sealed away for 300 years, and I know his personality is basically a tsundere, but coming from a dragon, it's pretty fun. Our protagonist starts to assemble the most bizarre group of followers ever. Like, look at these guys, they don't even know what they're doing. And then the whole anime becomes monster village management. And being fair, it's pretty addicting to watch, mostly because every single action of the protagonist has immediate consequences, and it always develops into something more fun and more crazy, like a domino effect. All the while, you keep discovering the inner workings of the magic system. How come the stakes of gobbling real estate can be more captivating than some war arcs in other anime? I wasn't ready to get emotionally invested in a bunch of green dudes assembling a village. This video was almost delayed because I couldn't stop watching. I give this anime a solid 9 out of 10. I guess we are ranking animes now. Don't get used to it. Don't get used to it. You get to choose one thing to go with you in another world, says the goddess. Then he chooses the goddess, smartass. Except she is as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Matter of fact, every single character is useless in this show. How did they put so many losers in one party? 0% of their plans succeed, and every single quest devolves into chaos immediately. It is shocking they didn't die in the opening. Konosuba is basically a sitcom isekai. Barely no stakes, just one funny scenario one after the other. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not for me. This isn't my type of anime. Don't get me wrong, it's well made and it is funny, but I prefer my humor as a side dish, not the main buffet. If Konosuba popped into my TV when I was eating cereal, I'll let it play, but Konosuba isn't part of my TV program. You are transported into a game, and it's RuneScape, or like Adventure Quests, but Chinese. Oh, 3D Goblin, I guess. Some of the scenes are straight up meme material. Look at my guy finding oil and instantly becoming rich. It is as simple as that. Am I getting insane? Or there is like 300 of the same NPCs? Everyone has the same silly haircut. What's up with that? First glimpse into some important characters, and I'm sure they hit a random outfit in the character creation menu. And who are you? Bro came straight from a Kamen Rider episode. If you're going to show a lot of characters early on, at least make them do something, bro. So the old sage man has to protect the kingdom of these crusty goblins using some crusty ass knights. And to top it all off, he summons an angel that is singing the BGM. If she's singing the BGM, who's playing the drums? Is that our angel playing the drums? Are you going to show the drummer angel? It's just going to be implied drummer angel. This makes my OCD explode. The animation is really cheap on this one. They just keep reusing the same 3D model. Like, look at this. They did this for the haircut. Now they're doing this for the knights and the goblins. They're going to do this for everything. Midway into the episode, they simply give up on dubbing and making sound effects. So you're just hearing the BGM for like 6 minutes. I'm really confused if the bad parts are ironic or not. Who am I kidding, right? They have no idea what they're doing. There is a market for cute girls doing cute things, but I really prefer when the crazy kid gets the gun. It's funny, believe me. This salaryman gets reborn into a boosted World War II, where everyone is just flying with their jetpacks and there's a constant wrestle between him and God. This is a fun watch, mostly because of politics. I know, who knew politics could be entertaining, right? But seriously, this was a cold, manipulative man who got transformed into a little girl. He uses his new body and position to take advantage of everyone, and it's so uncanny to see. My absolute favorite scene is when he calls the enemy kingdom and announces that he's going to attack. But he does it using a baby child voice, and no one takes him seriously. This was all his plan to destroy them while they were least expected, while still following the war laws of this world. I guess they call this lawful evil, right? This is a fun watch, because every single action leads to a consequence after consequence. The plot needs to move when the protagonists make a decision, and the harder the decisions, the most I get invested. Figured this was common knowledge, but needs to be said. I can't be bothered trash talking good anime, so let's move on. Bro was in a coma, died, and became a hot elf inside of a game. I guess people dislike this anime because it's just way too cute. Nothing dangerous, nothing serious, just sunshine and kittens. It's cut from the same cloth of the cell phone anime. Everything is just way too nice, way too convenient. The animation is decent and all, but the story is just boring. That's true for most of isekai. They don't invent new stuff, they just copy the bad parts of other anime. It could also be that I'm not the target audience, but I digress. I can be entertained by anything, as long as there are stakes. But this anime has none. This anime is so fluffy, it triggers my desire to smash things. Where are the muscles? Where are the bearded, sweated, muscular guys beating each other? I need that, okay? This one needs no introduction. For many people, this was the introduction to anime, myself included. If you die in game, you die real life. We ain't playing around no more. This is serious. 12-year-old me found that premise just genius. I can't talk about this stuff without getting nostalgic. That was the most original and genius premise ever until I saw the 9,000 other isekai. Still, the stakes are there from the very first episode. First season has so much memorable moments. Remember when Kirito party gets wiped out and he becomes emo? When many people drop the anime because of the second season, I watched this like it was sacred, bro. All the way from the first season, then the 11th season, then the Gangeo Online, and then all the way to Mother's Rosario, I was hooked. Then it happened. This show was going for way too long, and it quickly devolved into the most unwatchable piece of media ever. If you don't know, the anime is currently in the Alicization arc. It's actually already finished. So I'm gonna talk about the last season of this anime. Kirito is now playing a high-fidelity VR game, self-aware NPCs, war factions, and a whole other fantasy world to delve into. It's like Kirito is born into this world and is living among the NPCs. Cool on paper, but that means you gotta sit through another exposition dump. And they expect you to care, like they dedicate full episodes to explain why some kingdom is fighting another kingdom. This is the fourth world you are introducing in the anime. We don't care about the specifics of the kingdoms and the races of this world, bro. We've been through this already. Who is fighting who in the continent of dipshits? And we definitely don't need the 20th scene of someone showing off by cutting off a tree. I mean, this happens way too much in a single anime. What are you gonna do with this piece of twig, huh? I dropped watching this anime when there was a full episode dedicated to unrelated characters explaining the situation and the strategies of war about a fictional world inside a fictional world that I don't care. And they keep explaining to each other the history of their own world like they have collective amnesia. I want to believe there is a good anime underneath all this crap, but it's been like 5 years since the last season. We have to agree. Sword Art Online is dead.